because the Twins still playing about as well as anybody, and they lead the Indians by 9 games. Meanwhile, the Detroit Tigers, they're really struggling here over the last month. Their record has plummeted to 26-44. They're in 4th place in the division, 20 games behind first place Minnesota. This game tonight will be played under basically clear blue skies, and we don't even have a whisper of a breeze as the Indians and the Tigers get set to play in just their 3rd series of the year. And the Indians have dominated Detroit in this young campaign as far as the season series, going 5-1 against Detroit. They play each other 19 times before it's all said and done. Our umpires for tonight's game, Marvin Hudson will make the calls behind home plate. It'll be Roberto Ortiz at first base. Adrian Johnson's at second base, and the third base umpire is Quinn Wolcott. And the dimensions familiar, but since we haven't been back here for a while, we'll remind you, 325 down each line. It is 370 to left center, 375 to right center, and then 400 to dead center. The 19-foot wall in left center, and half of center field, and then the rest of center, and right, the wall is just 9 feet high. Trevor Bauer, who dominated the Detroit Tigers last weekend, this will be back-to-back starts for Trevor Bauer against Detroit, and my goodness, was he good against the Tigers in his last outing that took place last Sunday, as Trevor Bauer in the ballgame on Sunday shut Detroit out on 4 hits. He struck out 8, did not walk a batter. It was his first ever professional complete game shutout, be it in the minor leagues or the major leagues. So Trevor Bauer, right-hander, ready to face the right-handed hitting center fielder Jacoby Jones. The wind, and tonight's first pitch is in there, a called strike. And we're underway here at the corner of Carnegie in Ontario. 70 degrees, the game time temp. Bauer rocks and fires. Jones takes it up high, and the count 1-1. Trevor Bauer, now 28 years of age, 6'1", 205. He kicks and fires, and the pitch, a check swing, strike called, 1-2. Bauer fastball, cut fastball, curve, slider, and changeup. Jacoby Jones batting .237, 8 homers, 21 runs batted in. Bauer's ready. Here it comes. And it's a little bit wide, 2-2. The only thing Trevor Bauer wasn't happy about in the Sunday shutout, he wanted 10 strikeouts instead of 8. Now the right-hander's ready, and the 2-2 pitch. And it dips low, ball 3, 3-2. The reason, though, he was able to get a complete game shutout, he had a lot of quick outs in that game. Tigers were aggressive early in the count, not wanting to get to 2 strikes. The payoff, swung on, dribbled foul, third base side. Will do it again at 3-2. Jordan Luplo's in left tonight. Oscar Mercado in center. Tyler Naquin in right. It's Carlos Santana way off the line at first. Jason Kipnis at second. Frankie Lindor at short. Jose Ramirez at third. And Roberto Perez, the catcher. Now the payoff pitch again to Jones. And it's fouled back again. And will do it again at 3-2. 95-mile-an-hour fastball that was up and in. And Jones did a nice job of getting to it and spoiling it. Trevor Bauer is facing Detroit for the 3rd time this year. Lost to them in April. The pitch, swung on, popped up foul over our heads into the upper deck behind the plate. Still 3-2. In April, he gave up 4 runs in 5 2/3 to take the loss. Then the complete game shutout last Sunday. Bauer works first base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. And it's high, and a heck of an at-bat by Jacoby Jones. He draws the walk to start tonight's ball game, and we just didn't see much of that on Sunday as the Tigers went in a hurry. 9-pitch at bat, and Jacoby Jones is aboard. So now Bauer will have to work out of the stretch with a runner at first and nobody out in this scoreless first inning. Walks have been a problem. Bauer is walking 4 batters per 9 innings. Kristen Stewart will bat, the left-handed hitting left fielder. Indians put 3 on the right side of the infield. And the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air. Right center, not deep. Hustling in his Naquin, the right fielder, with a catch. Stewart hit that ball right off the end of the bat. 1 down for Nick Castellanos, the right-handed hitting right fielder. Bauer comes in 4th in the league in opponents' batting average. Teams hitting only 195 against Trevor. He's 4th in the league in total strikeouts, and he leads the American League in innings pitched. Trevor Bauer, a record of 5-6, with a solid ERA of 3.41. 16 starts before tonight, won the complete game shutout. He goes 7 innings to start. He averages 10 strikeouts and 4 walks per 9 innings. He has given up 13 homers. The pitch. And it's a little bit high, the hard stuff to Castellanos for ball 1. Castellanos is 2nd in the American League with 23 doubles. .268 batting average, 7 homers, 25 RBIs. Bauer with a toss to first, and he almost picked off Jones. Jones went in standing, and he almost got picked off. I don't know if he didn't realize how close that play was going to be. Probably do not want to go back standing and get picked off. And then have to go and talk to Ron Gardenhire. Now the set, throw over, and back standing again, and he almost got picked off again. Jacoby Jones says, you know what? I like living life on the edge.
Well, and last weekend, after the Sunday game, Ron Gardenhire had a meeting with his team and was not happy with the hustle plays, the fundamental things. And, man, right there, he living on the edge is Jacoby Jones.
The Indians are checking to see if they want to challenge the call. They elect not to. Well, Bauer's getting close to picking him off. We'll see if he goes over there again. No score, first inning, 1 out, 1 on. Castellanos awaiting the 1-0 pitch. Here it comes, and he sends one in the air to straightaway center. Fairly deep, but playable. Mercado now back onto the track. Boy, that ball had some carry. More than it looked like it might have when it left the bat. And Mercado on the warning track in center field. Retires Castellanos for the 2nd out. And that'll bring up Miguel Cabrera, who, as we talked about last weekend, is really a shell of himself. Just has the bad back right knee. That's his back leg. It's a deteriorating condition. When you go to a orthopedic doctor and he tells you your knee is deteriorating and there's nothing we can do surgically, that means eventually you're going to have knee replacement. Now's not the time, though, for Cabrera, trying to play through it with a brace. The pitch to him, and it's down low, a ball. He'll not play any first base this year, although he did play a game at first in Pittsburgh. But when they're in the American League, he'll never play first base, trying to save on that wear and tear on the knee. No score, 2 down, runner on. Bauer's ready. The pitch inside, a ball, 2-0. And for hitters, their power comes from their lower half, the legs, the hips. And basically, he can't generate that kind of power because of that right knee or his back leg. So he's got to produce power with his swing and his upper body. And it's amazing, he's hitting .297. Now, the power is pretty well gone. 4 homers, 30 RBIs, but he's out there. And we saw last week, you make a mistake, he can still take you deep. The pitch to him, and it's in there, called strike. And the count goes to 2-1. Right-hander against right-hander. Indians and Tigers scoreless here in inning number 1, game 1 of this weekend series. Bauer's ready. Not much of a lead for Jones now. The pitch is in there, strike two. Miguel Cabrera has not been happy with some of the umpiring this year and didn't look like he was happy with that call, but a lot of times he's arguing pitches that you shouldn't be arguing, and that's not going to help your case. Everybody gets a bad call once in a while, but if every time a strike is called on you and you're unhappy, you're barking up the wrong tree. The pitch, curve. Indians and Tigers, no scores. We go to the bottom half of inning number one from downtown Cleveland on a beautiful Friday night off the shores of Lake Erie. My goodness. After a couple of inches of rain yesterday, people trying to dry out in Northeast Ohio, and the Indians will face the Tigers' best starter, Matthew Boyd, the left-hander. Into the wind, and the pitch to Frankie Lindor, batting right-handed, and it's high for ball one. Matthew Boyd is emerging as a really good starting pitcher. He sets, he fires, and it's a little bit outside, and the count goes to 2-0. Frankie Lindor batting .293, a dozen homers, 26 RBIs. Boyd doesn't waste a whole lot of time. He's got that very abbreviated windup, the pitch, and it's inside and low, 3-0. Boyd, a left-hander, is 6'3", 234 pounds, and he is now 28 years of age. Fastball, curve, slider, changeup. Now the 3-0, and it's ball four inside. So a four-pitch walk. And Francisco Lindor is aboard to start the Indians' first inning. Boyd beat the Indians in his only outing against the Tribe in Detroit back on April 10th. And I think I said he beat the Indians on April 10th. That was against the same guy he's facing tonight, Trevor Bauer, as he went 6 innings, gave up 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 6, walked 2, his second start of the year against the Indians. He delivers, and Oscar Mercado pops it up. Third baseman Castro down the line, straddling the foul line halfway to home plate. Retires Mercado, who's been red hot playing in center field tonight. Mercado with a 7-game hitting streak, batting .419 during that 7-game stretch. That'll bring up Carlos Santana, switch hitter, batting right-handed. Kristen Stewart's in left tonight. Jacoby Jones in center. Nick Castellanos in right. Brandon Dixon at first. Gordon Beckham at second. Nico Goodrum at short. Harold Castro's at third. And the veteran Bobby Wilson catching. The pitch to Santana, and it's in there, called strike. A little cut fastball action. By that, the ball moves in on the right-handed hitters from the lefty. Boyd looks like he's working out of the stretch. He stands sideways, third base side of the rubber. Now he obviously is with a runner on, but it's the same setup out of the delivery. That pitch down and in, 1-1. So whether he's working out of the stretch or out of the delivery or windup, whichever you prefer, he stands the same way, sideways, facing the hitter on the third base side of the rubber. When he has nobody on base and winds up, it's just a little abbreviated leg kick and throw to the plate. Now he tosses to first, back standing is Lindor. So many pitchers have gone to this abbreviated delivery. Now with a runner on, he's obviously working out of the set, but minimal movement, kind of like a hitter who simplifies his swing and stance. Another throw over and easily read by Lindor. Lindor has 9 steals. He's only been caught 1 time. Matthew Boyd has really pitched well against Cleveland in his career. This is his 10th career appearance against the Tribe. He's 2-3 with a lifetime .290 ERA. Now the 1-1 pitch from Boyd, and it's swung on, hammered to deep center field. Back is Jones on the track at the wall. It is gone! A 2-run home run to center field. by Carlos Santana. He's hit his second home run right-handed this year. 16th overall, and the Indians finally get to Matthew Boyd on a blast to center by Carlos Santana. And it's 2-0 Indians here in inning number 1. And Santana having an all-star first half. 16 homers, 46 RBIs. Wow, is he putting it all together. And hitting a career best 292. Now Jordan Luplow. He's in left field tonight, right-handed batter because of what he does against southpaws. Boyd delivers. Luplow takes the strike. Luplow batting .319 against left-handed pitching. That is 129 points better than he does against righties. The next offering, and it's way outside, a changeup, and the count of 1-1. Tigers put 3 on the left side of the infield. Outfielders, medium deep, off the lines, bunching toward the gaps. Indians with a 2-0 lead in the first. The pitch. And it's off speed and a strike. And Luplow thought it was high as he walks out of the box, dismayed. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes. What a beautiful night. 70 degrees and a game time temp that's brought to you by Perfect Power Wash. The 1-2. Up and in, 2-2. Perfect results are guaranteed. Visit perfectpowerwash.com and get your quote today. Now Boyd into the motion. Here it comes. Way inside, moving the feet of Luplow as he had to really skip out of the way. Full count. Well, his buddy and former college teammate Aaron Judge is back in session. The payoff, swung on, foul back. Judge is back with the Yankees tonight, so they've got the whole gang back. Aaron Judge and Jordan Luplow were teammates at Fresno State. And Aaron Judge, who's been out much of the year for the Yankees, has rejoined Giancarlo Stanton in that Yankee lineup. Here's the wind. Here's the payoff pitch. A swing and a miss. Got him with the hard stuff. Boyd strikes out Luplow. And that is out number 2. Yankees in Houston are playing tonight. And the Yankee lineup looks like this. Aaron Judge is leading off, playing right field. Gary Sanchez is hitting second and catching. And he leads them in homers. Didi Gregorius is third. Giancarlo Stanton fourth. Edwin Encarnacion fifth. Jose Ramirez takes a called strike. Brett Gardner's in center field tonight. Gleyber Torres at second. Giovanni Urshela at third. Cameron Maben's in left. The 0-1, and it's in there, a called strike. So the Yankees have some bombers, to say the least. Now the 0-2, down and in, 1-2, but spoke with a longtime baseball executive today who said that Yankee lineup looks good in the regular season. That's not going to work come postseason. Too one-dimensional. The 1-2 pitch. Swung at, broken bat roller, third base side foul, still 1-2. Only October will tell, but the one thing we've always said, and the Indians learned that in the 90s, good pitching stops good offense. Now, the Indians were not a one-dimensional offense in the 90s, but if you can't manufacture runs in October and all you do is rely on the home run ball, boy, chances are you're going to run into some trouble. The 1-2, down and in, 2-2. But we'll see come October.
Yeah, there's some strikeouts in there, too, which is a byproduct of most teams that rely on the long ball. But, gosh, I guess everybody strikes out a bunch now. So who knows, but it'll be interesting.
Jose Ramirez batting .201, 5 homers, 28 RBIs. 2-0 Tribe, the pitch, and he swings and skies one deep left field. Stewart is back onto the track, near the wall, makes the catch. So Ramirez gives it a ride, but it's a long. Trevor Bauer's been given a 2-0 lead. Nico Goodrum hitting fifth and playing short will lead off the second. Switch hitter, batting left-handed. And he looks at a strike. Indians put 3 on the right side of the infield. The Tigers have been plummeting big time. Here's the wind and pitch, and it's down and in, and the count 1-1. And one big reason is they just cannot match up offensively with other ball clubs. The pitch. Checked on a pitch all the way to the backstop, and the count now goes to 2 balls and a strike. The Tigers are only scoring 3.5 runs a game. That next pitch is in there, a strike. 2-2. The Tigers have now allowed 47 more home runs than they have hit. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul down the left side. Still 2-2. So when you're giving up 47 more homers than you hit, and you don't hit for an average to begin with, boy, it's a tough way to make a living. The pitch, check swing, strike 3 called, and Goodrum knew it. So Bauer strikes out Goodrum, leading off the second. Second strikeout for Trevor Bauer. The Tigers come in here from an offensive standpoint, and this is what is so different from what we have seen in the past with those great lineups. But Detroit now has scored the fewest runs in the American League, 3.5 a game. Second worst team batting average, 229. The windup, the pitch, swung on, and Dixon drives one deep right. Back to the wall, and watching it go is Naquin. That ball carried on to right. The right-handed hitter went oppo and has his 9th home run. And Naquin went back on that ball like he'd have a play on it. He got to the wall, and all he could do was look up. And that'll take care of the Indians' 2-0 lead, cut it in half. 14th homer given up by Trevor Bauer. Here's Harold Castro, the left-handed hitter at third, batting .263, a homer, 5 ribbies. Bauer's pitch, and it's backdoored and in there for a called strike on the curve. But the Tigers are last in runs scored, 3.5. Second worst team batting average, 229. The wind and pitch, swung on, ripped foul down the left side, 1-2. Tigers have hit the fewest home runs in the American League. They've walked the second fewest times. And they're 11th in steals. So they don't create offense in any category, either with hits, walks, or manufacturing runs. The pitch swung on, roll to the second baseman. And Castro's thrown out by Kipnis, 2 down. So if you don't hit for power, you don't hit for average, you don't walk, and you can't steal bases, you can't score runs. And that's why they're 26 and 44.
Well, it's been frustrating, but you look at the lineup, and really Cabrera and Castellanos, the only really good seasoned veterans who have track records.
And that's the old Cabrera.
Yeah.
Here's catcher Bobby Wilson taking down low ball 1, and Castellanos wants out, and the Tigers want to trade him. But they're probably not going to get much for him.
A dilemma to be sure.
Now the windup and the 1-0. And it's in there, 1-1. But again, I think you have to remember the Indians now with a 2-1 lead. For 12 years, they went to the, here's the pitch, outside, a ball, 2-1. They went to spring training for literally a 12-year period, knowing they had a chance to play in October. That's an incredible stretch of good baseball. Now the 2-1 pitch, down low, 3-1.
How many times would they come in here, and I think fans would just hope the Indians could keep the game close based on the lineup that they were rolling out there. Just big bopper after big bopper.
Now the wind and 3-1 pitch, swung on, lifted high in the air on the infield, right side. Second baseman Jason Kipnis will make the catch. And the Indians have a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom half of inning number 2. And Jason Kipnis hitting 6th tonight leads it off. Matthew Boyd's pitch, and he swings and fouls it off to the left, strike 1. Left on left. Jason Kipnis has never had a hit off Matthew Boyd. 0 for 10 lifetime. The pitch. A swing and a little soft floater into left. There's career hit number 1. Hey, a lot of ghosts are being exercised here tonight. Kipnis with his first career hit off Boyd. Santana was 2 for 15 lifetime against Boyd and blasted a 2-run homer to center. Here's catcher Roberto Perez. What a year he's having. You know, what really gets lost with Perez is how he never lets his offense impact his defense. And that's why manager Terry Francona said, as good as Roberto is going offensively, I'm going to keep him batting in the bottom third of the order. The pitch from Boyd, and it's a breaking ball strike. He said, I want Roberto to always remember, first and foremost, your job is make that pitcher the best he can be on that given night. Whatever you do offensively is a bonus. Here is the 0-1 pitch, down and in, 1-1. He said, you start moving a catcher up, and suddenly they might start thinking more about their offense. And he said, as good as Roberto has been, he's been even better defensively. And he said, I want that to always be priority number 1. But what a bonus he's given the Indians in the bottom third of the lineup. The set by Boyd, the pitch. Inside, he missed with the hard stuff, 2-1. Perez having a career year. I mean, every time he does something, he's doing it at a career level. He's batting .238. He's now blasted 13 homers. He's now knocked in 29. Tribe up 2-1. The pitch, and it's off speed and it's high. His most RBIs ever in a single season, 38. So he'll surpass that. And he'd never hit more than 8 homers in a season, and now he has 13, and it's the first day of summer, literally. Now the set, now the 3-1 to Perez. Inside, he walked him. So Kipnis to second, Perez to first, and that'll bring up Jake Bauers. First time the Indians have had 2 men on with nobody out against Boyd in forever, it seems. In the first, Lindor walked. Santana hit a 1-out bomb to center. Now in the second, Kipnis with a single, Perez with a walk. Visit your Northern Ohio Buick and GMC dealers and get exceptional offers on 2019 models. Bauers, he's 0 for 6 lifetime against Matthew Boyd. Left on left. The set, the pitch, and a breaking ball is low. And right now, Boyd can't throw his breaking ball, be it a curve or slider, consistently for strikes. Boyd is having a whale of a year. We gave you the numbers. Here's the set, the 1-0. And Bauers takes a strike. He's 5-5, but the earned run average is .335. He is 7th in the league in strikeouts. He's making his 16th start, no complete games, but he goes 6 innings to start. He averages 11 strikeouts, 2 walks per 9 innings. Outstanding. Now the set in the 1-1. And it's swung on, bang to first, at the line, fielded by Dixon, whirls with a throw to second, 1. Relay by Goodrum, not in time at first. So Kipnis advances to third. Perez is forced out at second. And Bauers at first with a fielder's choice on a hard hit ball. Indians at the corners with 1 down, leading 2-0. And Tyler Naquin in right field tonight, batting .275, 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. Now, as good as Boyd's year has been, he has tailed off in the month of June. And that's been a thing for him his entire career. It's odd, but in his career, Matthew Boyd's only once won a game in June. One win in his career in the month of June. And a career ERA of 6.60 in the month of June. The pitch. And it's in there, a strike. This year, same thing. He, in the month of June, in 3 starts, is winless and has a 5.63 earned run average this month. And he's down 2-0 tonight. Tigers have the shift on, double play depth, but 3 on the right side of the infield. Now the 0-1 pitch to Naquin. And he fists one foul off to the left, and the count 0-2. Boyd right now needs the punch out. Left on left. Folks still coming in off Eagle Avenue. We'll have a nice Friday night crowd here at Progressive Field. Tribe 2, Tigers 1. Indians at the corners, 1 down, second inning. Matthew Boyd, hands held, chest high. He lets it fly. And Naquin swings through it. Big strikeout for Boyd. His second. It keeps the Indians at first and third, but now there are 2 men out. And top of the order for Francisco Lindor. He walked and scored in the first. Switch hitter batting right-handed. Now he's one Indian that has had success against Boyd. 2 career homers and batting .409 lifetime against the lefty. Streams of sunshine behind the pitcher's mound and the first baseman looking into the sun. Some sunshine in shallow center and right. Otherwise, we're in shade on a beautiful Friday night. The pitch. It's swung on and missed. Building a movement. Visit powerhome.com or text solar 411-411. Power Home Solar. Own your power. Now the 0-1 pitch. And Lindor takes way outside. Good reach and grab by Wilson, the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matthew Boyd was part of that trade that Detroit made 4 years ago now, near the deadline, when they traded David Price to Toronto for Boyd and Daniel Norris. Now the 1-1. And a strike called, 1-2. Price obviously is now in Boston. Didn't hang around when he became a free agent. He left Toronto. And Norris, with the Tigers, has been 2-5 with a 4.40 ERA. But this guy's a good one, Matthew Boyd. Now the set. Now the 1-2. Swung on, grounded towards short, fielded by Goodrum. Flips to second for the inning-ending force. And I want to clarify that. Your third, 2-1 Indians. The second baseman takes low from Trevor Bauer. Beckham, a .233 hitter, 5 RBIs. He's gone deep 3 times. That pitch in there, 1-1. Indians baseball brought to you by Everstream, Cleveland's business fiber network. Whether it's Ethernet, high-speed internet, dark fiber, or data storage, Everstream with a solution. Breaking ball and a beauty. 1-2 the count. For more information, go to everstream.net. Bauer works first base side of the rubber into his windup, and the 1-2. A little bit high with a breaking ball, 2-2. Aaron Savali makes his major league debut tomorrow for the Indians. Kid has only made a couple of starts in AAA, but the Indians have a need again. The pitch swung on, pounded foul down the left side, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Mike Clevenger will miss 1 start. That left ankle still sore, and the Indians were like, you're only going to miss 1 start. Let's put you on the injured list, make sure of it. And Clev was fine with it. The 2-2 swung on, foul to the upper deck. Mike Clevenger was saying at his locker that, hey, if this were the playoffs or the last week of the season to get into the playoffs, I would pitch. But he and the Indians felt like, why take a chance? Change your motion. The 2-2, check swing and a pitch outside. He went on the appeals. His first base ump, Roberto Ortiz. Third strikeout for Bauer. So many times a pitcher can do damage to his arm by maybe trying to land differently to protect that ankle, and then you have an arm injury. It's not worth it. So get that ankle good to go, and he'll miss one start. And what a thrill that'll be for Aaron Savali, a Connecticut native who makes his debut tomorrow. Top of the order, Jacoby Jones takes outside a ball. Amazing, amazing pitching depth that the Indians have shown again this year with guys that, like Tito says, he's never met before until they get here. The 1-0 to Jacoby Jones, swung on, ground ball single between third and short into left field. Second Tiger hit.
Oh, usually when someone gets called up in the minor leagues, we've seen them in major league camp and had a chance to meet them, but that hasn't been the case this year because of the amount of injuries. So I'm sure Aaron's hoping he can take a page out of the Zach Plesac handbook.
Well, how about Plesac, Bieber, Savali all in the same draft? That's incredible drafting and player development by the Indians organization. Here's Kristen Stewart, fly to right his first time up. Left-handed hitting left fielder. Tribe up 2-1. One out, one on. Tiger third. Bauer fires to first. Jones back standing. Well, the Indians and Tigers play tomorrow at 4:10 when Aaron Savali makes his debut. And you can celebrate that and the 25th anniversary of this park. First 15,000 fans get a replica ballpark, courtesy of Progressive Field. Now the set and the pitch. Outside, maybe, ball one. Get your tickets at Indians.com or use the ballpark app. Trevor Bauer was in a great feature today in the New York Times. That's knowing that you've made it. When the New York Times does a feature story on you, one of the great newspapers in the world. Now the set and the 1-0. Backdoored him in there, called strike 1-1. Tyler Kepner, a tremendous baseball writer, spent a great deal of time with Trevor Bauer, was in Cleveland a few weeks ago, and boy, it's a great story, so you can obviously go online and find it. Today's New York Times. And Trevor Bauer might be one of the most unique and really interesting professional players in any sport that you'll ever come across. And I thought it was a great read. I don't know if you've seen it yet, Rosie, but Bauer comes set, hands at the belt, and the 1-1. And it's inside 2-1, but Tyler is a great writer, so he doesn't have that hidden agenda. And I just thought it was really interesting and entertaining.
He had not met Trevor yet when he came in with the idea of doing this story, and he asked, he goes, is it going to be tricky? And I said, no way. You will sit down and you'll have a ball talking to him about whatever subject.
Now the set. Now the 2-1. Wow. Inside, Bauer looking in. He sure thought he had the corner. And now the count 3-1. I think the Indians dugout is chirping a little bit of Marvin Hudson as well. Outfielders a bit toward right, fairly deep. Stewart's got good power, just hasn't translated on the big league level yet. Now the 3-1. Swung on, line shot to center. Base hit in front of Mercado. Stopping at second is Jacoby Jones. And so Stewart with a single. 2 on for the Tigers in the third. 2-1 Cleveland. And Nick Castellanos, who flied out to deep center field his first time. And this is a guy you better be careful with, or Castellanos could change things in a hurry. Indians shade him a little bit the other way toward right, and again fairly deep in the outfield. 2-1, Tigers trailing but threatening. Tying run at second, go ahead run at first, 1 out in the third. Now the set, now the pitch. Outside a ball. So Bauer doesn't look as sharp tonight as he did Sunday when he shut out the Tigers. He's ready, and the 1-0. Check swing, strike called, 1-1. Righty against righty, and right now right-handed batters are hitting 164 off Trevor Bauer this year. Detroit just doesn't have many left-handers on their 25-man club. Now the 1-1 pitch. And Castellanos checks on a pitch down and away, 2-1. Bauer racking up the pitches. Next one will be number 50. And we're only in the third. That's something else he always has. Either the lead in or is near the top. Pitches per start. The pitch. Swung on, a fly ball toward the line and left. It's going to get down for a base hit and go to the wall. That'll tie the game. Jones scores. Stopping at third is Stewart. RBI double for Castellanos. Looked like he was out on his front foot and kind of one-handed that ball down the left field line for an RBI double. Castellanos now with 24 doubles. And it's a 2-2 tie. And the Tigers have runners at second and third with 1 out. 3 straight hits off Bauer give Castellanos his 24th double, his 26th RBI. Cabrera batting .464 with men in scoring position and 2 in scoring position right now. Cabrera is second best in the league in this situation. The set, the pitch, up and in, ball 1. That's a curveball that just didn't do anything. Righty-righty matchup. Cabrera has a lifetime .344 batting average against Bauer. Struck out looking his first time on a curveball. Bauer's not had good breaking balls here tonight in the first 3 innings. The pitch swung on, fly ball, shallow right. Naquin charging hard, makes the running catch in very shallow right, and a huge out for Trevor Bauer to get the dangerous Miguel Cabrera for out number 2. And it keeps the runners at second and third, and it keeps this game tied at 2. Now with 2 down, Nico Goodrum will swing it left-handed. Struck out looking his first time up. So 2 outs, 2 on, 2-2 tie in the third. Goodrum, the switch hitting shortstop, batting left-handed. Bauer's pitch. And it's a bit high. He thought he had a strike. Bauer will not be buying home plate ump Marvin Hudson a beer after the game. He's ready. And the 1-0 pitch. Curveball hung, 2-0.
And as good as he was in his last start on Sunday, he did say the next day that he's still searching a little bit for command of his off-speed stuff, whether it's the changeup or the breaking ball, and we sure are seeing that here tonight.
2-2 tie. Tigers at second and third, 2 down in the third. Now the set, now the pitch, and dropped that one in there. Good curveball strike, 2-1. Trevor sometimes is like the mad scientist, always working on a new concoction. Right now, though, he's just trying to iron out some of the old weapons. The 2-1 swung on, fouled at the plate, 2-2. Another good curveball. His curveball has not been as good this year as it was last year. But it's not like it's a bad curveball. It just seemed like last year he could throw it whenever for whatever strike he needed and get it. Bauer's ready. The 2-2 to Goodrum. Swing and a miss. He just kept throwing him curveballs. Ball dug out of the dirt by Perez, lobs to first, and the strikeout ends the inning. Well, it's the bottom of the third. It's Liberty Ford Grand Slam giveaway time as Oscar Mercado takes the ball low. Tribe and Tigers tied at 2. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Terry Francona against this tough lefty, Matt Boyd, now in a 2-2 game. The pitch, backdoor breaking ball, and a beauty. 1-1 the count. Mercado popped to third his first time up. He and the rest of the Indians are batting for John Carter of Thompson, who's trying to win the Ford Mustang convertible from Liberty Ford. The pitch, another breaking ball on the backside, dips low, 2-1. Sign up at libertyford.com. Your chance to enter, your chance to win the Ford Mustang convertible. The 2-1. Swing and a foul at the plate, 2-2. So good luck to John Carter of Thompson. Mercado down in pain after that foul ball off his front leg or foot, and we'll take a 10-second break to let stations know who they are on the Cleveland Clinic, Cleveland Indians Radio Network.
News, talk, sports. This is WTAM 1100, Cleveland.
And WODC HD2 Asheville.
Home of the Indians.
Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Stephanie Hagel, Brian Matze. Mercado took that ball basically off the old shin bone on the left leg, that front leg. And being at Jardins, the Indians' outstanding trainer. Terry Francona's out there as well. Mercado getting the start in center field. Leonis Martin not being punished tonight. He and Frankie Lindor got into a verbal spat yesterday in the dugout after the first inning in Arlington, Texas. Martin did not have a good inning defensively, and Frankie Lindor wasn't real happy with the effort or the result and let him know. And if you missed the manager's show, Terry Francona said, look, I don't want guys coming to blows in the dugout, but I have no problem with guys holding each other accountable. That's what good teams do. And Frankie Lindor took exception. Martin didn't like it. Mercado's back in the box, takes down an in full count. But Martin's not being punished or anything. He didn't play well yesterday, but he's just not in the lineup tonight with a left-hander on the hill. Now the payoff pitch to Mercado. A swing and a miss. Fastball in on his hands, and he got him. Boyd has 30 strikeouts. One down for Carlos Santana. Blasted a 2-run homer to center his first time up. Just his second home run right-handed. He now has 16 on the year and 46 RBIs. This is a guy, Carlos Santana, who has a lifetime 247 batting average as he takes high a ball. He's bumped that batting average up almost 50 points, plus he's still walking like he always does. The 1-0. Swung on, fouled upstairs to even the count. Thus, Santana has an on-base percentage of .416, and that is 50 points higher than his career on base. All because the batting average is higher, because he always walks 100 times a year. Now the 1-1. Swung on, drilled, deep right center field. Toward the gap is Castellanos, and the right fielder gets there to grab the line drive. And that is out number 2. Kind of had him shaded that way, Dick Castellanos. And now Jordan Luplow struck out his first time up. 2 outs, nobody on base. Game tied 2-2. Bottom half of inning number 3. The Indians have gone 10-5 over the last few weeks. And primarily it's been the offense. They've averaged 6 runs a game during that 15-game stretch that's enabled the Indians to go 10-5. Now the wind by Boyd. Shift to the left side of the infield, and Boyd misses up, ball 1. Matthew Boyd, he's lowered his ERA a full run from a year ago. The wind and pitch, and he went off speed, missed down low. Ball 2, 2-0. Now the next delivery. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, does a good job of getting that fastball in on the hands of right-handed hitters. 2 balls and a strike. That's why you can't load your lineup up with just right-handed hitters. The 2-1 pitch. Off speed is outside. His changeup tonight has hung a lot. He's lucky it's hung off the plate. He gets it on the plate. Look out. Now the 3-1 pitch in a 2-2 tie to Jordan Luplow. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Full count. Do the Tigers trade Matthew Boyd and try to hit the jackpot? He's not a free agent until after next season. We shall see. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball got Luplow. Boy.
Trevor Bauer back to work as we head to the 4th inning here in downtown Cleveland, with the Indians and the Tigers tied at 2. He will face Brandon Dixon, who homered his first time up. Pitch to him. Breaking ball on the inside corner. Strike 1. For Dixon, it was his 9th home run on the season. He was the Tigers' Player of the Month for the month of May, and still has it rolling fairly well here in June. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, and that's looped to shallow right center. Right back there to make the catch is Jason Kipnis, the second baseman. 1 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton. Great to have you with us as the Indians are back home after a 7-game road swing that saw them go 5-2. Stepping in, Harold Castro, who bounced to second his first time up. A pitch to him on the outside corner for a strike. Castro, young left-handed hitter who hit his first major league home run in Wednesday's series finale for the Tigers against the Pirates. Here's the 0-1. Fastball missed inside. 1-1 the count on Harold Castro. 2 runs on 4 hits for Detroit. 2 runs on 2 base hits for the Tribe. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, line to left. A base hit for Castro the other way. So 1 out base runner for the Tigers, and that'll bring up Bobby Wilson, the veteran catcher. Tribe Baseball is brought to you in part by Global Transport. Whether you're shipping from Cleveland or shipping through Cleveland, choose Global Transport, Northeast Ohio's preferred provider for transportation and logistics management. Here's Bobby Wilson. Just joined this ball club last weekend when the Indians were in Detroit. Veteran catcher who signed a minor league deal with the Tigers in the offseason. Had been with Toledo prior to last weekend. That's the Tigers' AAA ball club. Played in 22 games for the Mud Hens. Was batting .273 with 4 home runs, but Ron Gardenhire, his manager, he values a player like this in case there's a need behind the plate. You want to be able to bring up a veteran who has been through it before. Here's the pitch to him. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. For the most part, a younger pitching staff for the Tigers, so if you can bring up an experienced veteran catcher to handle that staff, that's a nice luxury to have, and they had that with Wilson stashed away at AAA Toledo. Up there now with 1 down, runner at first. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside and high, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Last season, Wilson spent most of the year in the Twins organization, then was traded to the Cubs on August the 30th. Played parts of 9 seasons in the major leagues now with 6 different teams. Here's Bauers, 1-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's 1-2 on Bobby Wilson with the number 9 hitter, Gordon Beckham, waiting on deck. Outfield playing it straight up for Wilson, who played in Sunday's game in Detroit between these two clubs, went 1 for 3 at the plate. Now Bauer's ready. Here comes his pitch. Fastball just missed outside. I thought it was interesting. Bauer, and talking about his start last week and the importance of his breaking stuff and off-speed stuff, because he feels he has an average fastball. But man, when he's going well, it's mid to upper 90s consistent. Here's the pitch. It's called strike 3 on the outside corner. Wilson caught looking and doesn't like it. Has some words for Marv Hudson on his way back to the dugout. But that's our Ohio Cat strikeout of the game. Ohio Cat, your authorized Caterpillar equipment dealer. Check them out at ohiocat.com for all of those new, used, and rental equipment needs. 2 down in the inning. Gordon Beckham, the batter, with Harold Castro over at first base. Bauer from the stretch. Here's his pitch. Low and outside for ball 1. Now the Indians would like to thank Valley Ford Truck. They supply the security vehicles here at the ballpark all season long. That is Valley Ford Truck. Tribe and Tigers tied at 2 here in the 4th inning. Bauer stretches at the belt. Here's his pitch. Called strike on the inside corner to even the count at 1-1. Indians and Tigers have met 6 times so far this season, all over at Comerica Park in Detroit. Indians have won 5 of the 6, including that 3-game series sweep last weekend. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, low and outside. 2-1 the count. Outfield playing it straight up here for Beckham. Longtime Major League veteran now. 11th season in the big leagues for Beckham this season. Throw to first, back safely. Is the base runner Castro. Two and one the count on Beckham. Broke in with the White Sox a year after being drafted. Didn't take long to get into the major leagues. Here's the pitch to him. Swung on, lifted foul and out of play. And the count 2-2 on Beckham remains. Time now for your Cleveland Indians memorable moment, brought to you by the Nissan team, Bedford Nissan and Mentor Nissan. This date back in 1990. Tom Brookins hit a walk-off single in the 10th inning. That gave the Indians a 4-3 win over Baltimore at the old ballpark. Now the 2-2. There goes the runner. The pitch is outside and low. The throw by Perez sailed on him. No chance for a good tag by Kipnis. And that's a stolen base for Castro, who gets his way into scoring position. Second stolen base for Harold Castro. And now with 2 down, the Tigers have a man in scoring position. And a count of 3-2 on Beckham. Tribe and Tigers tied at 2. Bauer with a long look in, and Beckham steps out. Another long look in by Bauer, and what we've seen in the past, if he stays on that same page with Roberto Perez, usually good things happen. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, lifted foul, backing out of play again. And we'll do it again on 3-2. There are times when Bauer will shake off signs frequently, and a lot of times that's not a good sign. When he has followed Roberto Perez, seemed to work out well for him. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swung line drive down the right field line. Naquin gives one, can't get to it. That's a fair ball into the corner. This will put the Tigers in front. From racing to second, he is in with a stand-up double as Castro crosses the plate and Detroit takes a 3-2 lead. That was a good at-bat by Gordon Beckham. Worked the count full, spoiled a couple of good pitches from Bauer, and then doubled into the right field corner. His 9th double on the season. That's RBI number 6 for Beckham. A 2-out RBI double. And now with a runner at second base, Jacoby Jones steps in. He has walked and singled in 2 trips. The pitch to him. Breaking ball, low and away. Jones has been on a real nice tear of late. Last 23 games heading in. Batting .335, has driven in 14 runs. Always a good defensive center fielder we have seen. And here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Good breaking stuff. Had him out front. 1-1 the count. Well, the Tigers really believe if his bat can catch up to his defense, they could have a really good center fielder. And he's in a great stretch right now. Right-handed batter with a runner at second base. Here's the pitch to him. Low and outside with the slider. And the count's now 2-1. Boy, how often do you see it, a pitcher coming off a great outing. The next one, a battle every step of the way. Now, it's only a 3-2 ball game, but Bauer certainly not nearly as sharp as he was on Sunday. Now the 2-1. Curveball drops on the inside corner for a strike. Boy, he's used that pitch several times tonight where he'll start it right at the right-handed hitters who bail on it. And it gets called a strike on the inside corner. Two and two the count on Jacoby Jones. Bauer delivers. Swung on, ground ball deep in the hole at short. Backhand pickup Lindor. Long throw, low. Good scoop by Santana, and it's in time to retire Jones. Oh, a fine play on both ends. Bottom of the 4th inning underway here at Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, and Jose Ramirez takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike, and quickly it's 0-2. Matthew Boyd right back, and Ramirez swings and skies one to shallow left, coming in and making the catch, Kristen Stewart. Ramirez retired for the 2nd time tonight by Stewart. 1 down here in the 4th inning. Dominion Energy would like to remind you, whether you're an individual or contractor, state law requires that you call 811 before you dig to have those underground utilities marked. It's simple and free. Dial 811 at least 2 business days prior to digging for your safety. Here's Jason Kipnis, singled his first time up. Boyd delivers, and Kipnis swings and pops it up to left. Settling under it, Stewart, and he'll make the catch in very shallow left field. And Boyd, with 2 quick outs, will go to work on Roberto Perez. Tire Pros of Ohio is making game day travel a little more exciting. Check in when you're attending a Cleveland Indians game this summer, and you could win a free Tire Pros gift card or tickets to a future game. Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. To find out more, visit OhioTirePros.com. Perez walked his first time up. Here's Boyd's pitch. Fastball, strike called on the outside corner. 3-2, Tigers in front. They have scored in each of the last 3 innings, single runs to take the lead. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled off at home plate. 1-1 the count. Carlos Santana had given the Indians the initial lead with a 2-run home run in the first inning. And then the Indians had Boyd on the ropes in the second with a couple of men aboard, but could not score. And now he has retired 7 straight. The left-hander into the windup, and here's his pitch. Fastball up high. 1-2 the count. Boyd out of Mercer Island, Washington, just outside Seattle. 28 years of age. Pitch down low to Perez. And the count's now 2-2. Pitched his college ball at Oregon State at a time when the Beavers were one of college baseball's best. They won the College World Series in the 2013 season when he was there. Perez fouls one back. And we'll do it again on 2-2. Now Boyd's into the line. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Down low, ball 3. 2 down, base is empty. We play in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Great to have you with us tonight. What a great night for baseball downtown after a rough week weather-wise around here. Well, the Indians are in Texas. A lot of rain in these parts. And this is a welcome sight. Clear skies tonight. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, line drive, center field, base hit for Roberto Perez. So a 2-out single for Perez. And again, he continues with that good up the middle, right center, right field approach. And he keeps this inning alive as Jake Bauer steps to the plate, the Tribe DH. This year, the Ohio 529 plan and the Indians have teamed up to present a $10,000 college savings award to a Cleveland Metropolitan School District student. If you're a family with a student, visit collegeadvantage.com/Indians to enter the sweepstakes. Here's the pitch to Bowers, and it's in tight for ball 1. 3-2, Tigers in front. Bottom of the 4th inning. Bowers coming off of that outstanding road trip. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swung on, a tapper slowly hit to the second baseman. Beckham's up with it, flips to the bag in time at first.
Cleveland's news, talk, and sports on WTAM 1100 can now be heard on 106.9 FM.
Kristen Stewart steps to the plate for the Tigers as we head to the 5th inning here in downtown Cleveland. Detroit with 3 runs on 6 hits off of Trevor Bauer. Indians 2 runs on 3 hits facing Matthew Boyd. Bauer trying to keep it close as he takes the mound here in the 5th. Here's the pitch to Stewart. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Stewart, after a slow start, starting to get things rolling at the plate. Tonight, he has flied to right and singled in 2 trips, but a good-looking left-handed hitter. Has shown good power in the minor leagues. Here's the pitch to him. On the inside corner for a strike. And in his last 25 games now with the Tigers, hitting at just under a 300 clip. A couple of home runs and 10 driven in during that time. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside and high, 1-2. Well, he was a hero on opening day. The Tigers opened in Toronto. He hit a home run in the 10th inning to snap a scoreless tie and help the Tigers on their way. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, fouled off at home plate. Do it again at 1-2. Became the first Tiger player to hit an extra inning home run on opening day since Alan Trammell back in 1988. Now the 1-2 delivery. Low and in. 2-2 the count on Stewart, with Nick Castellanos waiting on deck, then Miguel Cabrera. 3-2, Tigers in front here in the 5th. Bowers into the line. Here's his pitch. Swung on and fouled off at home plate. We will do it again on 2-2 to Kristen Stewart. get you our injury report this half inning, is that got a piece of Roberto Perez. James Quinlan, the Indians trainer, is out along with Terry Francona. Oh, boy. That foul tip caught the arm of Perez just above the glove. It was a foul tip, and he was trying to get that glove down there to catch it, and it caught him on the forearm, on his catching hand or catching arm, and he's trying to shake it out. And of course, he stays in the game. You cannot get catchers out of a game. And he talks things over with the home plate umpire, Marv Hudson. He can identify. He's taken some foul tips over the years. Tribe Baseball is always live with MLB At Bat. Follow the action with game tracking, live radio, and much, much more. Download MLB At Bat today. It's your #1 app for Indians baseball. Bauer's into the windup. Here's his 2-2 pitch. And Stewart leans into one, drives it to dead center. This is hit well. Back is Mercado looking up, but this ball is gone. Stewart with number 6. And there's that power that he has shown throughout his minor league career as he hits one out to dead center here at Progressive Field, and the Tigers take a 4-2 lead. That was impressive. Now Bauer allows his second home run on the night, number 15 on the season. And with nobody out, Nick Castellanos will step in. Again, looked like a breaking ball that just didn't do what Bauer wanted it to do. And Stewart drives it to dead center. Here's Castellanos, the pitch to him. Swung on, line drive, base hit, center field. So with nobody out, the home run, now a single, and Miguel Cabrera will come to the plate. Time for the Cleveland Clinic caregiver shout out, and the good folks at the clinic. I want to give a great shout out to the caregivers at Cleveland Clinic's Fairview Hospital. Thanks for providing world-class care to the community. Fairview Hospital. Great spot. I'm going to guess several of the Cleveland Indians who have families, wives who have given birth during the season. That's where they've had their births. As there's a line drive into center field off the bat of Cabrera, on in to center for the base hit. Moving up is Castellanos. And it's 3 consecutive base hits here allowed by Bauer in the 5th. The home run and 2 singles. And here comes Carl Willis, Indians pitching coach, to give Bauer a break here in the 5th inning with Nico Goodrum coming to the plate and nobody out. Indians get some activity going in their bullpen. Looks like right-hander Nick Goody starts to throw. And indeed, that's who it is. Well, the Tigers are here through the weekend. Don't forget, it's a KeyBank Kids Fun Day on Sunday. Those KeyBank Kids tickets, just $15 if you get them online at Indians.com. All kinds of great activities, including Kids Run the Bases after the game. Brought to you by Cleveland Clinic Children's. Goodrum's been up twice. He has struck out twice. At second base, Cabrera on at first. Bauer from the stretch. Here's his pitch. And it's low and in for ball 1. Tribe trailing 4-2 here in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch from Bauer. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Nico Goodrum has moved around a bunch for Ron Gardenhire this season. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, line drive down the right field line. Fair ball, base hit, rolling to the fence. 1 run is in. That's Castellanos. Headed to second is Goodrum. He's in ahead of the throw. Chugging to third is Cabrera. The Tigers now lead it by a score of 5-2. Boy, and this is as hard as we have seen Trevor Bauer hit in a single inning in quite some time. Goodrum with the double. That's his 16th, and now has 21 runs driven in. Still nobody out, second and third, and Brandon Dixon is looking to really open things up now for the Tigers, and these types of games have not come along too often for Detroit. It's not there yet, and Terry Francona trying to do what he can to make sure that this thing stays reasonable for the Indians. So he's going to go get Trevor Bauer right now. That's it. Nick Goody will come on in relief. The call to the bullpen brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic.
0.9 FM.
New pitcher on for the Indians here in the fifth inning with 2 runs in and runners at second and third with nobody out. Nick Goody comes on for the 6th time since being called up from AAA Columbus. He's been solid with no wins or losses. 2 earned runs allowed in 6 2/3 innings, but 12 strikeouts for Goody to go along with 5 walks in 6 2/3 innings. So Goody is on in a tough spot. Trevor Bauer with a tough one tonight, just did not have the good stuff and leaves having allowed 5 runs, but the 2 runners on base would go on his record should they score. And that's the challenge right now for Goody. He will face Brandon Dixon, who has homered and popped to second in 2 trips. Infield in for the Tribe with Tiger runners at second and third. The pitch. Slider low and outside for ball 1. Goody with the fastball and that good slider. That's his bread and butter pitch. Last time out against Texas on that recent road trip, man, he had a good one going. Struck out 3 in his 1 inning of work. The right-hander out of Orlando sets and is 1-0. Slider again, this one in the dirt again. So 2 pitches in the same spot, and Roberto Perez earning his keep back there with a couple of good stops on pitches in the dirt. Get you our injury report this half inning. It's brought to you by our good friends at Elk & Elk. For a team of injury lawyers who protect every client every day, call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. The most recent news for the Indians, going to the injured list, Mike Clevenger with a mild ankle sprain. The 2-0, breaking ball, low and outside. Did he check it? He did, and now it's 3-0. So Clev will miss his start tomorrow, but he'll only miss the 1 start as there's an off day Thursday when that rotation swings back around. Josh Smith up from the minor leagues once again, up from AAA Columbus. Now the 3-0. Low and outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So Goody comes on, walks the first hitter he faces in Dixon, and now he will face Harold Castro, who's 1 for 2 with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored last inning. That put the Tigers in front at the time 3-2. Detroit now leads at 5-2. They already have 5 runs on 10 hits, and we are only in the top half of the 5th inning. Indians back that infield up. Almost double play depth, more halfway, really. And here's the pitch. And it's a fastball outside and high for ball 1, and Goody has come on and struggled to throw strikes. So Clevenger on the injured list, but nothing major. Sprained left ankle, and he should be good to go at the end of the 10 days. They backdated that. They were able to. Here's the 1-0. Down low, 2-0. Boy, Goody hasn't been all that close with any of these pitches. Your starter tomorrow is Aaron Savali, who had been at Columbus after starting his season late and then going to Double-A to get it going. So he'll pitch tomorrow, making his major league debut for the Tribe. 5-2, Tigers in front, bases loaded, nobody out, the 2-0. There's a strike, good fastball from Goody, and it's 2-1. Castro has spent a good portion of his season with the Tigers AAA ball club Toledo. The 2-1. Strike two called at the knees on the inside corner. The Tigers, speaking of injuries on that Elk and Elk injury report, Josh Harrison and Jordy Mercer, who both were playing with the Pirates a year ago, but were acquired by the Tigers, and they were their double play combo to start the season. Good veteran double play combo. They are both hurt. The 2-2. Down low. Did he check it? Yes, he did on a pitch in the dirt. And the count runs full, 3-2 with no place to put him. Back on the Indians side of things, injury-wise, Bradley Zimmer has been cleared to start swinging a bat again, and he's hitting out in Arizona, but not throwing yet. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, looped foul, and out of play. That is off to the left side. And we will do it again on 3-2. Danny Salazar threw a 2-inning simulated game in Arizona earlier this week, and that will continue. And they're still trying to determine when he goes on a full-fledged rehab assignment. The 3-2 swung on, driven foul again, left side, and well out of play. Castro having a good plate appearance here. Of course, others on the injured list for the Indians, Corey Kluber with that broken right forearm, but doing everything he can without throwing to stay in pitching shape. Payoff pitch coming. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Got him with a slider. Huge strikeout for Nick Goody. So one down in the inning. And now the Indians can drop that infield back at double play depth with Bobby Wilson coming to the plate, the slow-footed catcher. If Goody can get a ground ball here, he can work out of this with no further damage. Came on with runners at second and third and nobody out. Walked Dixon to load him up, but now the strikeout to Castro, and his pitch to Wilson is swung on and fouled off at home plate. Indians are trailing by 3 runs, but boy, this could be one of those shot-in-the-arm innings if Goody can get out of it. Wilson playing in just his second major league game of the season after being called up from the minor leagues. Veteran catcher, though. He's been around a long time. Right-handed hitter. Goody from the stretch delivers. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. We mentioned the double play. Well, Goody with a high strikeout rate so far since coming up from AAA, so he would take the strikeouts too. He's down at the bottom of that Tiger lineup. Wilson, the number 8 hitter, to be followed by Gordon Beckham. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, line to short, caught by Lindor. No chance to double off anyone. But 2 down in the inning, and Goody is almost there. Gordon Beckham will step in. Now, Beckham came through with a 2-out RBI double his last time up last inning. Steps to the plate now with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 5th. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Goody trying to give his team a lift out of the pen. The right-hander delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Oh, a good 93-mile-an-hour fastball there from Nick Goody, who always has that good slider. And some pretty good velocity right there from him. Worked up in the zone as well. That always helps. 0-1 the count on Beckham. Here's the pitch. Fastball that was up high. Beckham laid off. And now it's 1-1. Indians trailing 5-2 here in the 5th inning. The Tigers have scored 5 unanswered runs after the Indians broke on top in the 1st inning on a Carlos Santana 2-run home run. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, popped him up behind the plate. Room for Perez. He's there, and he makes the catch. And what work out of the pen by Nick Goody. Works out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam with Naquin to lead things off against the tough lefty Matthew Boyd, who has a good one going. Tigers leading it 5-2, and Naquin launches one high and deep to right. Forget it. Home run, Tyler Naquin, way on out of here. Tigers 5, Tribe 3 on the 4th home run of the season from Tyler Naquin. Well, you wondered if there might be a little lift for the Tribe after the great job done by Nick Goody to work out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam in the top of the inning. Naquin wasted little time saying yes indeed. So a leadoff home run for Naquin. 2-run ball game as Frankie Lindor will step in. Here's the pitch to him. On the inside corner, strike one. Lindor has walked and reached on a fielder's choice. Switch hitter, right side. The lefty Boyd into the wide. Here's his 0-1. Strike called on the inside corner. 0-2 to Lindor. Boyd has now allowed 13 home runs on the season after the 2 tonight. Here's the pitch to Lindor. Outside for a ball. You know, the Indians trying to battle back and get back in this one. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball up high, 2-2. Boyd with the 2-2 delivery. And the left-hander lets it fly. Lindor grounds one to short. Up with it is Goodrum, who throws on to first in time for the out. One away here in the 5th, and Oscar Mercado will step to the plate. Mercado has popped out to third and struck out. Download the McDonald's app, and if an Indians player swipes a bag during tonight's game, you'll win a free 6-piece chicken McNuggets from McDonald's. Remember, McDonald's, I'm loving it. Here's the pitch to Mercado. Breaking ball, outside, ball 1. Oscar Mercado, last 2 weeks, 14 games, hitting at a .375 clip coming in. The 1-0. Off speed again, missed outside, 2-0. A young man who more than a month now in the major leagues, but really seems to be acclimating well. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, foul back up on the net. And it's 2-1 on Mercado. A man who came over in a minor league deal at the trade deadline last year. That was probably the deal at the trade deadline in baseball that got the least amount of publicity. 2 lower-level minor leaguers for the Indians going to the Cardinals for a AAA outfielder in Mercado. The 2-1. Outside, ball 3. But the Indians liked what they saw. He went to work this offseason, revamped his swing, made some adjustments there, and has had quite the start to his big league career. Now the 3-1. Strike called on the inside corner. 3-2 the count. Out in the Indians bullpen, Nick Whitgren is up for the Tribe, and we usually don't see him till a little bit later in the ball game, but tonight he's up early. The 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Wow, Mercado's red hot at Marv Hudson, and he should be. That looked way inside and low. And he was red hot right away as we get a look at the replay. Well, certainly looked like it was inside on Mercado, and he voiced his displeasure on his way back to the dugout. A strikeout for Boyd, his 5th. 2 down in the inning. Carlos Santana takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Santana's 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run back in the 1st. His 16th on the season. Here comes Boyd's 0-1. Swung on, ground ball to short. Right there is Goodrum. Fires onto first in time for the out, and the side is retired. But the Indians pick up a run.
Well, the Indians have gotten back into this game, and a long way to go in this one as the Tribe and the Detroit Tigers open up this homestand, and the Indians on the short end as Detroit knocks out Trevor Bauer after 5 innings tonight. 5-3, Tigers lead it. 6th inning upon us, and what a job by reliever Nick Goody. He has kept the Indians in this game with his performance in the 5th inning. Now on to pitch is Nick Whitgren. So Nick followed by Nick. Whitgren fastball, curve, and changeup. Top of the order. Tigers lead it 5-3 here in the 6th. The set in the pitch, and it's at the knees, a strike. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton back with you along with Jim Rosenhaus on a beautiful night off the shores of Lake Erie. 70 degrees, barely any kind of a breeze. Blue skies still overhead. The pitch at the knees again. Strike 2, and Jacoby Jones now has words for home plate umpire Marvin Hudson. And if you polled players from both teams, they would come to a unanimous agreement that they don't think Marvin Hudson's very good behind home plate tonight. Boy, they've been arguing on both sides. That pitch down and away, 1-2. Nick Whitgren's making his 24th appearance. He's 3-0 with a save, a .284 ERA. Averages more than a strikeout an inning. He's ready. He fires. And Jacoby Jones takes what looked like strike 3 on the outside corner. Well, one thing we do know about Marvin Hudson behind home plate tonight, he's a mystery umpire. The mystery is, what is the strike zone? Now the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a foul back. But, like any good mystery, he's keeping everyone guessing on both sides. Jones tonight 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Trevor Bauer went the first 4 innings, gave up 5 runs on 10 hits, struck out 5, walked 1, and then Nick Goody came on, and what a job he did to keep the Indians in this game in the 5th. The pitch, swing and a foul upstairs, still 2-2. Nick Goody, with the bases loaded and nobody out, did not allow any runs. Goody went a scoreless inning. He walked a batter. He struck out a batter. And the Indians have plenty of time to rally for a win, down 5-3 here in the 6th. Tigers have out-hit the Indians 10-4. The pitch, swung on, hit high, fairly deep to right. Back is Naquin in front of the track to pull it down. 1 down. Now Kristen Stewart. He's hit a solo homer to center last inning, singled and flied out. Now, Trevor Bauer was so dominant Sunday against Detroit as Bauer got his first professional complete game shutout, majors or minors. And Trevor on Sunday gave up 4 hits, struck out 8, didn't walk anybody. Not as sharp tonight, but he battled. Here's the set, here's the pitch, and it's low, ball 1. Whitgren, we normally don't see him in a ball game like this in the 6th inning already. Here's the set and the pitch, and it's over but low, 2-0. But guessing that Terry Francona's like, look, we're not making Nick Goody go multiple innings when you have to work out of the jam he worked out of. And top of the order, he wants to keep this a 5-3 game right now, so he goes to his 8th inning man. The pitch, swing and a miss, 2-1. And that's the beauty of Terry Francona. He's not a cookie cutter manager who goes, okay, this guy works the 7th, this guy works the 8th, this guy works the 9th, no exceptions. Tito manages the game by feel, and the 2-1 pitch, and it's in there, strike 2-2. And Tito's not afraid to get second guessed. All good managers are not afraid of second guessing, because usually the people second guessing shouldn't have a first guess. He's doing what he thinks is best to help this club win right now. Now the 2-2 delivery to Stewart. Swing and a miss. Whitgren elevated the fastball, and Stewart is strikeout victim number 1. 2 down in the 6th. And that'll bring up Nick Castellanos, a double and a single, 2 for 3. Time for the Ohio Northern Ford Dealers game summary. Ford is America's best-selling brand. The Tigers tonight saw the Indians take a 2-0 first-inning lead on a blast to center, a 2-run shot by Carlos Santana. But then Brandon Dixon, a solo homer to right in the 2nd. In the 3rd, Nick Castellanos had an RBI double to tie the game at 2. He checks and takes a ball outside. In the 4th, Tigers took the lead on Gordon Beckham's RBI double. Then the Tigers made it 5-2 in the 5th on a solo homer to center by Kristen Stewart and an RBI double by Nico Goodrum. The next pitch bounces in there, 2-0. Tyler Naquin with a bomb to right in the bottom of the 5th made it what it is now. Tigers 5, Indians 3. Castellanos played the other way toward right. Right-hander against right-hander. Tigers with a 2-run lead. Bases empty, 2 down in the 6th. Crowd of close to 30,000 here tonight. The 2-0. Swung on, skied to right. Fairly deep. Naquin's back, front of the track, has plenty of room, and Nick Whitgren with a middle of the Indians order against this tough left-hander Matthew Boyd. 5-3 Tigers. Cleanup hitter Jordan Luplow has struck out twice. He looks at the off-speed outside, a ball. Tigers plant 3 on the left side of the infield. Right-hander Tyler Clippard up in the Indians bullpen. Boyd, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Kicks, fires. Luplow swings and drives it. Deep left field. This ball is gone. Onto the porch and left. Jordan Luplow has 9 home runs, 8 of them off lefties. The Indians hit their 3rd home run tonight off Matthew Boyd, and it's a 1-run game. 5-4, the Tigers now lead it here in the 6th. So this Indians offense keeps clicking, and they're doing it tonight against a real quality starting pitcher. Jose Ramirez has flied out twice. He'll bat right-handed. He'll take inside, ball 1. The next delivery. Swing and a miss. Tardy on the fastball, 1-1. Go to MyPillow.com. Click the radio listener special tab. Use the promo code TRIBE. Get a special offer. MyPillow.com. Promo code TRIBE. Ramirez taps one foul into the Indians' third base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boyd's next offering. Swung on a little looping liner toward right, base hit. So Ramirez gives the Indians their 6th hit. And now Jason Kipnis, 1 for 2 with a single. So far this year, Matthew Boyd has not been victimized by the long ball that much. 11 in 15 starts coming into this ball game, but 3 of them allowed here tonight. So the Indians have the tying run on with nobody out in the 6th. Tigers overload the right side of the infield. Left on left as Boyd's pitch. And it's a breaking ball down low, blocked by Wilson, ball 1. Tigers have no one throwing, but people are stirring in their bullpen. That's behind the Indians bullpen in right center and elevated above the Indians bullpen, which is in front of the Tiger pen. Now the set. Now the 1-0. Kipnis drops a bunt down, a beauty. Grabbed by the catcher Wilson, throw to first, and he'll get Kipnis. Great job by Kipnis. He was trying to bunt for a hit, but worst case scenario was what he got there, a sac bunt, and he nearly had a base hit. So good job by Indians hitters here tonight in their approach to one of the better left-handers in the American League, Matthew Boyd. Now catcher Roberto Perez has walked and singled. He has been so the ball the other way. His single went to center. Tying run is now at second base with one down. The set. And Boyd's pitch. And Perez checks on a slider low for ball one. Boyd now at 89 pitches and counting. His next offering, swung on, flared toward right center, base hit! That'll tie the game! Ramirez in to score! Perez has come through again! RBI number 30 on a soft liner to right center. And the Indians have scored 2 in the 6th and have tied this game at 5. And that's something you just don't see very often. Matthew Boyd give up a sizable lead. He had a 5-2 lead. And the Indians have come roaring back. And pitching coach Rick Anderson is heading out to the mound. And the Tiger bullpen is now quickly getting busy, as it's one of those nights, evidently, for Matthew Boyd, who continues to struggle in the month of June. This month, he has not won a game. His earned run average is .563 this month, and the Indians are raising it with 5 so far and still only 1 out here in the 6th inning. Right-hander Buck Farmer loosening up in the Tiger bullpen. And the sac bunt by Kipnis results in a run being scored on Roberto Perez's RBI single to right center. Now the left-handed hitting DH, Jake Bauers, 2 ground outs. He check swing, taps it to the mound. Boyd double clutches, slings it to second one. Goodrum's relay, not in time. Good hustle by Jake Bauers on a check swing, tapper back to the mound. Boyd got the lead runner for the second out. Bauers on at first with a fielder's choice. And now Tyler Naquin, who last inning blasted one to right to make it a 5-3 game. Now the Tigers decide they want to challenge the call at first. They think they've turned an inning-ending double play. This is a Barbasol Razors close shave challenge. And we'll let the folks in New York now decide whether or not it's an inning-ending double play or if the inning continues. As it is, regardless of the outcome of this review, the Indians have come all the way back and tied the game at 5 here in the 6th inning. And the Indians doing it against Matthew Boyd, who had a career .290 ERA against the Tribe when the night began. Boy, it would seem to be a tough call here to overturn. It looked like Bauers beat that throw to first, but we'll let the crew in New York decide. And one thing we've learned on these reviews, half the time what you think it's going to be, it's not. So Matthew Boyd has a chance to catch his breath, and you know he's flustered. He has not won a ball game since May 28th. The headsets are off and the call is safe, so the call is not overturned. And Bauers is on. That was an odd challenge by the Tigers, but whatever. Bauers is on at first with 2 down. Game tied at 5. And Tyler Naquin will step in 1 for 2 with his 4th home run. And Naquin trying to show his manager, look, I can hit left-handed pitching. Give me a chance. He's getting that chance tonight and got a big home run last inning. Now the go-ahead run at first, 2 down in the 6th. The set by Boyd and the pitch. And it's in there, a strike. Man, he is a 2-pitch pitcher tonight. Talking about Matthew Boyd, he has made 93 pitches tonight, 52 fastballs, 28 sliders. Now the set, the throw over and back standing is Bowers. He's thrown 8 changeups. So basically, fastballs and sliders from Matthew Boyd. And the Indians have scored 5 times off of him. Now the set. Boy, he's holding it. Now the pitch. It's swung on, banged foul by first base coach Sandy Alomar Jr. 0-2 the count on Tyler Naquin. Big crowd on hand to start this homestand. Hope you'll be with us tomorrow. Progressive Field replica ballpark given away. That'll be a 4:10 start tomorrow, 1:10 start Sunday. Looks like we're finally going to have summer-like weather here at Progressive Field this weekend. And then next weekend, the Indians will be starting a road trip, but not before they conclude the homestand with Kansas City. The Indians are not playing a 500 or better ball club the rest of the first half. They've got Detroit and Kansas City on this homestand, and then finish up the first half with Baltimore, Kansas City, and Cincinnati all on the road. Now the set. Now the 0-2 pitch to Naquin. Checked on a pitch just a bit high. Now Boyd looks in. 1-2 the count. 5-5 tie, 6th inning. Bowers at first. 2 down, 2 runs in. Now the throw over to first, and back is Bowers. Boyd just gives away that move. He awkwardly kind of slings it over from the mound to first. It's not a real tough move for the base runner to read. Shift to the right side of the infield for the left-handed hitting Naquin. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. But the Indians get Boyd. They score twice. And this game is back to even. Indians, Tigers, 5-5 in all of baseball. And it'll be put to the test tonight because the Indians have come back to tie this game at 5. And it's a bullpen game now the rest of the way for the Tribe. Nick Whitgren had another 1-2-3 inning. And now Tyler Clippard, the third Indians relief pitcher being used tonight. His 20th appearance, no decisions, 3.26 ERA. Clippard now fastball, splitter, and changeup. So the Indians bullpen ranked number 1 in baseball with a 336 earned run average. 2 more shutout innings so far tonight. Cleanup hitter Miguel Cabrera facing Clippard. The pitch. Swung on, bounced foul outside of first. Outside of third. Strike 1. Cabrera 1 for 3 with a single. Tyler Clippard uses that windup. The longtime veteran winds it up and the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Big showdown in the Big Apple. 2-1 Yankees on top of Houston in the 7th inning. Aaron Judge is leading off tonight. Gary Sanchez is batting second, and he's hit his team high 23rd home run. 2-1 Yankees lead Houston after 6 in the Bronx. Now the 0-2 pitch. down low, 1-2. Yankees a 4.5 game lead now on Tampa as New York's won 6 in a row. Houston has lost 5 in a row, but they have a 7.5 game lead over second place Texas. That's right, it's Texas, not Oakland, still in second. Miguel Cabrera, check swing and a fastball up and in. He went around. Well, in Oakland has lost Freddie Montas for basically the rest of the year. He'd been their best pitcher, and maybe now we know why. He was having a career year, and I know you can say, well, that's cynical and all of that. Well, cynicism is earned because he got busted for PEDs. Baseball, you got to give them credit. When you get busted for PEDs, unlike the NFL, it means something. Here's Niko Goodrum taking a strike. Football, you lose 4 games, a quarter of the season, and you get to play in the playoffs. Baseball, you lose half a season, and you're not eligible for the postseason. And Frankie Montas' career year is, in essence, over. Niko Goodrum, 1 for 3, an RBI double, waves at it. Good changeup, 0-2. Montas was pitching like an ace, was having a career year, but he is done. 9-2 with an ERA of 2.70. Now the windup and the 0-2. Down and in, 1-2, and it was the typical apology. Have no idea how it got into my system. I don't think it had anything to do with those test tubes that I was drinking, but whatever. It could have been Nelson, my dog, that fed it to me while I was sleeping at night. Now the wind and the 1-2 to Goodrum. Missed inside, 2-2. Guys get busted, they'd be better off just saying, I screwed up, I apologize, I'm really sorry I got caught. Because that's what it comes down to.
And you never hear that.
No. I'm going to fight it. No one ever fights it because they know they got busted. Now the windup and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with the off speed. Hey, Tyler Clippard doesn't throw in the mid-upper 90s anymore. So you make adjustments. You throw changeups, you throw splitters, you get even better command, and you keep pitching and getting people on. I feel bad for the players, and the majority of players do it the right way. They're fighting an uneven playing field a lot of times against their peers.
And we've talked a lot about Miguel Cabrera because we've seen the Tigers. He should be slowing down a little bit at this stage of his career. He's played a ton of baseball.
Now Brandon Dixon, 1 for 2, a solo homer. The pitch waved down, a strike. Well, we digress. But anyway, I'm so sick and tired of players shocked. 5-1, Toronto leads Boston. That ball game's in the 7th inning. Now the wind and the 0-1. Outside and low, 1-1. We need to spend more time praising the guys that do it the right way, and that's the majority of the guys. White Sox lead Texas 4-3. That game's in the 5th. Kansas City with a 3-1 lead over Minnesota in the 4th. Now the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Down and in, 2-1. Albert Pujols is playing for the first time in St. Louis as a member of the Angels. The all-time Cardinal great and the Angels with a 1-0 lead over St. Louis in the 4th. Here the ball game is tied 5-5, 7th inning, 2 outs, nobody on. The 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3-1. Mets beat the Cubs today 5-4. How about Phil Regan, the Indians pitching coach in 1994, now the Mets pitching coach at age 82. Good for Phil. Great guy, and boy, does he know pitching. Now the windup, now the 3-1 pitch. Strike called on a heater, full count. Washington leading Atlanta 4-3 in the 7th inning. Washington finally playing well. They've won 4 in a row. Miami leads Philly 2-1 in the 6th. Pittsburgh leads San Diego 2-1 in the 8th. And Cincinnati a 5-0 lead in Milwaukee in the 3rd. The Reds have won 5 in a row. The pitch. Strike 3 called! He got Dixon looking. And Clippard. What a ball game here tonight to start this homestand. The Indians' final homestand until after the All-Star break. Cleveland 5 and Detroit 5, and Buck Farmer, the right-hander, is on to pitch for Detroit. Boy, the Indians have just had a dickens of a time against Matthew Boyd throughout Matthew Boyd's career. He was coming in here with a .290 earned run average in 9 outings against the Indians. And tonight, the Indians got to him for 5.
This is 30,717, 30717.
First ball swinging. Frankie Lindor taps one to the second baseman. And Beckham will throw him out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Buck Farmer. Lindor tonight 0 for 3 with a walk. 30,717 looking on a beautiful night in Northeast Ohio. Matthew Boyd tonight goes 6 innings, gives up 5 runs in a no decision. He allowed 7 hits, struck out 6, walked 2. So both he and Trevor Bauer get no decisions. Oscar Mercado 1 hops one to the second baseman. Beckham throws. Mercado with a head-first slide out at first. Indians better tell Oscar, stop that. You're too valuable. We don't need you getting hurt. Sliding head-first into first. Kid plays the game hard, though, doesn't he? 2 down for Carlos Santana. Switch hitter. He'll bat left-handed. Buck Farmer's making his 33rd appearance. He's 4-4, ERA 4.88. Another product of Georgia Tech. 3 go to the right side of the Tiger infield as the Indians and Tigers are tied at 5, 2 down in the 7th. Nobody on. Carlos Santana, the batter, takes a look at a strike. Gave you the scores before. They were brought to you by Ram Trucks. From towing to hauling, work or play, Ram powers you through it. See your Ram dealer. Log on to ramtrucks.com. Guts, Glory, Ram. The set, the 0-1, and it's outside. Fastball missing from Farmer, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Buck Farmer's always had a good arm. Fastball, curve, slider, change. He's been used as a starter. He's been used as a reliever throughout his career. His 1-1 delivery, and it's on the outer edge. Fastball strike, 1-2. Carlos Santana blasted a 2-run homer to center in the first. Has lined out to right, grounded out to short. Five in the 7th. Farmer's ready. Here it comes. Swung on a little looping liner to left, and it drops for a base hit in front of Kristen Stewart. So an opposite field single for Santana, his 2nd hit tonight. That's why he's hitting close to 300. His ability to not try to pull everything, but use the whole park. Now Jordan Luplow, 1 for 3. A solo homer to left last inning off Matthew Boyd. Now, as good as Luplow has been against left-handed pitching, he has struggled against right-handers. 1 home run against right-handed pitching, a 190 batting average against righties. Farmer's ready. And the pitch. And he went breaking ball, missed outside with a slider for ball 1. Indians averaging 6 runs a game over the last 15 games. They'll need at least 6 to win tonight. Adam Simber will pitch the 8th inning for the Tribe. The pitch. Swung on, fouled upstairs first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Farmer was drafted 3 times out of high school by Atlanta, after his junior year by Milwaukee, and then after his senior year, 5th round pick out of Georgia Tech by Detroit 6 years ago. Farmer's ready, and the 1-1 pitch. And Luplow swings and sends it foul down the right side into the lower deck. And a 1-2 count. This is still a beautiful park on a night like tonight when it's nearly full. Just a tad under 31,000 here tonight. This park now has roughly a capacity of 35,000. A lot of folks up on the platforms or whatever we're calling them in the upper deck. The 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. One of the nice things about the upper platforms, you can see Canada. That's always a bonus.
Do you need your passport to look over there in Canada?
You might. It's a good point. Depends who's checking. Farmer works first base side of the rubber. And the 2-2 to Luplow. Swung on, grounded foul. Third base side will do it again at 2-2. Well, this place will be buzzing here in a few weeks. Boy, the All-Star game is closing fast. Five-hour score. Indians batting, 7th inning. Runner at first, 2 down. Now the 2-2 from Farmer. And Luplow swings and misses. Inning is over. We go to the 8th. Cleveland 5. Diggers. Clippard struck out the side in the 7th. 5-5. 8th inning as Harold Castro sends a fly into shallow left. And Luplow comes in to grab it. 1 pitch, 1 out. Clippard, along with Dan Otero, have really been the leaders in that bullpen. Not that Brad Hand and the others aren't. Don't mean it that way, but Otero has been here for a long time, and he's really handled a lot of that responsibility with so many new faces. Then you add a guy like Tyler Clippard, who's pitched in so many places. And those
10 mornings and afternoons on WTAM 1100.
Submarine-style right-hander Adam Cimber coming on in a 5-5 game in the 8th. 1 out, nobody on. The number 8 hitter, Bobby Wilson. Righty-righty matchup. Sinker-slider change. Cimber floats one in there called strike. Cimber making his 31st appearance. 2 wins, 2 losses. ERA 3.81. Now the Indians' bullpen has been nails again tonight. The pitch. And a sinker down and in, not by much, 1-1. Tyler Clippard wiped out all 4 he faced, striking out 3. Nick Whitgren a scoreless inning. Nick Goody a scoreless inning. Goody was the key to this game tonight, no matter how it ends. The 1-1, swing and a foul at the plate, 1-2. The Indians were in jeopardy of getting blown out as the Tigers got to Trevor Bauer in the 5th inning for 2 runs. Goody came on with runners at 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. He'd walked the next batter to load him up and then proceeded to get a strikeout, line out, foul out. No further damage, and it gave the Indians a chance to get back in this game. The pitch swung on, foul tipped at the plate. So Nick Goody is our KeyBank key to this game, as KeyBank is the official banking home of the Cleveland Indians. Cover your financial bases with KeyBank. Without that performance by Nick Goody, this game had a chance of getting out of hand. 5-5 in the 8th. The pitch. Swung on, a little blooper. Shallow left. Lindor backs up. The Indians shortstop grabbing it. 2 down. Now Gordon Beckham, 1 for 3, an RBI double. And this is why a guy like Ron Gardenhire gets frustrated on a night when you've got your ace on the mound. You have a 5-2 lead. You haven't been winning. These are games, I'm sure Gardy would tell you, we have to win this game.
And you talked about it early, the struggles offensively, and we saw right there, yeah, they scored 5 runs, but they probably should have a lot more than that.
The pitch swung on, a weak bouncing ball to the second baseman. thigh-high hop handled by Kipnis. He'll throw out Beckham. Well, the Indians will face the hard-throwing right-hander, Joe Jimenez. Game tied up here at 5 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Jimenez can get it up there in the mid to upper 90s. Slider and changeup. Jimenez comes in for the 33rd time. He's 2-4, ERA of 4.60. He does have 41 strikeouts in 29 innings, but he also walks almost 5 batters per 9 innings. So for a late inning guy, his command isn't what you would like. Now, he was the Tigers All-Star a year ago, so he's certainly capable. Jose Ramirez will lead it off. Switch hitter batting left-handed. 1 for 3. Scored the tying run in the 6th. He fouls one upstairs. Strike 1. Jimenez is a Tiger product. They've signed him, developed him. They hope someday he'll be their closer. He certainly has the weapons. Tigers put 3 on the right side of the infield. The pitch to Ramirez. And it just missed a tad low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lyft is the official rideshare partner of the Indians. They'll make getting to and from the ballpark a home run. Download Lyft today and get going. Now the 1-1. Swung on a cue shot off the end of the bat. Charged at third. Bare hand grab and throw by Castro. Not in time! Well, certainly not a good swing by Jose Ramirez, but sometimes you can get lucky in this game. Little cue shot. Rolled halfway down the third base line. A barehanded grab on the charge by Castro and the throw all in one motion. But it becomes, in essence, a swinging bunt single for Jose Ramirez. And the Indians have the go-ahead run aboard with nobody out and closer Brad Hand up in the Tribe bullpen. Jason Kipnis laid down a sac bunt that proved to be big in the 6th. He's 1 for 2. He doesn't show bunt, takes a fastball outside. Tigers third baseman Harold Castro looking for the bunt in close at third. The other 3 infielders on the right side. Boy, the Tigers' outfield alignment is bizarre. Here's the set, throw over Ramirez diving back. The right fielder, Nick Castellanos, is at least 100+ feet off the line. He and center fielder Jacoby Jones could almost shake hands. Shallow in left is Stewart. He's in the gap toward left center or shading that way. The pitch to Kipnis. Inside a fastball, 1-1. If Kipnis pulls anything to right, down or near the line, Indians take the lead. But that's how the Tigers want to play it defensively. We'll see if it works. Now the 2-0 to Kipnis. A swing and a foul back. Oh, he had a good cut. Fastball in the mid-90s, 2-1. Jason Kipnis, 3 home runs in his last 5 games. And he's always been a good late inning hitter. Ramirez, a threat to run, has 17 steals. He's only been caught twice. There he goes, and he stops, and Kipnis fouls it down the left side. Boy, it looked like he had a good jump, but he stopped. 2-2 the count on Kipnis. Now, Jose's a good base stealer, so you don't question him. He knows what he's doing. He's only been caught twice. 3rd in the league with 17 stolen bases. Jimenez is ready. The high hold and the 2-2 pitch. Down and in. Nice grab by Wilson on the hard slider. And the string is out. And let's see. Sandy Alomar over to talk to Jose Ramirez, the runner at first. Is he going on the 3-2 pitch? Now the center fielder, Jones, has gone a little bit more toward left center. The set and the payoff pitch to Kipnis. Runner goes. Pitch swung on, looping liner, foul down the right side over the head of the leaping Dixon at first. Kipnis checks the bat to make sure he didn't break it. Boy, did Ramirez have a mammoth jump, but obviously with a 3-2 count, Kipnis has to protect. Five runs, 10 hits for Detroit. 5 runs, 9 hits for Cleveland. Ramirez the go-ahead run at first. Nobody out, bottom of the 8th. Kipnis awaiting the payoff pitch. Here it comes. Runner goes. He swings and drives one. Deep center field. This ball gone! Or is it? No! Off the wall! No, now they're saying it's gone! Nobody could make their mind up! And Kipnis with a line drive, 2-run homer to center. And the Indians are on top, 7-5. Boy, second base up, Adrian Johnson. You had no idea what he thought the call should be. Ron Gardenhire out to ask the home plate ump Marvin Hudson, should we get that home run reviewed? He's lost his manager's challenge, but you can review home runs, and that's what they will do. A line drive to center by Kipnis to put the Indians up. Initially, it looked gone. Then you looked at Johnson, and he was acting like the ball was in play. And then when Kipnis got near second, then Johnson signaling a home run. So that 9-foot wall, the ball hit what seemed to be right near the top on the yellow line. And it looked like it hit the padding and bounced back into play. And we'll see if this home run is overruled. In any case, it's either a homer or it's going to have to be a double. You would think that's how they would do it and send Kipnis to second if they overruled the home run. Now would they say Ramirez scores? That's a judgment call, so there's a lot going on right now that New York is going to have to decide. I don't know how you do it, but with all these ballparks, there's got to be a way to make it easier for people to know if it's a home run or not. I don't know what the answer is, but there are too many of these that go on in every ballpark across America.
And Tom, you hit the nail on the head too. Where does Ramirez end up? That'll be a big key if indeed it's not a home run. Well, to me, he scores because he was running on the pitch. He was going to score on that because the ball ricocheted back toward the infield. Jones wouldn't have had a chance to throw him out. But again, who knows? And this is going to take a while for New York to go through. If it's a home run, well, it's a simple call. I think if it's were a home run, we'd already have that call. I think they're now determining where does Ramirez go. They got to take into account he was running on the 3-2 pitch and would have scored if they rule that a double. And the headsets are coming off, and here comes the call. It is not a home run. They're sending both runners back. There is no way on this green earth that Ramirez doesn't score on that first base running on the pitch.
The call is overturned.
Unless they're calling it a triple.
17 seconds.
Well, only Kipnis has come out of the dugout. He's saying, where do I go? They're sending Kipnis to third with a triple. Didn't see that one coming. And now Ron Gardenhire goes, you've got to be kidding me. So the Indians will get a triple and a 1-run lead. I guess New York is saying, look, the way the ball ricocheted back, Jacoby Jones wasn't going to have a play not only at the plate, but on Kipnis. So you know what? Nobody's completely happy. Nobody's completely dissatisfied. Indians lead it 6-5. Runner at third, nobody out. Infield in. Here's Roberto Perez. The pitch, check swing, down and away. Did he chase the slider? No, he did not. And in all honesty, I don't know that that's... I think you could argue that Kipnis would not have had a triple, but that Ramirez would have scored. But who knows? Now the pitch to Perez, infield in, and he takes a look at a pitch outside. So Kipnis gets his first triple of the year. The Indians have the lead, 6-5, and you kind of took the starch out of the crowd because they didn't know how to react. Now the 2-0 to Perez. Ball 3, it's down low. Jake Bauers on deck. So Kipnis with his first triple. And again, there's Kipnis, big late inning hit. 6-5 Indians. Runner at third, nobody out. The set. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-1 the count. Jason Kipnis had a triple last year. Kip in 2015 had 4 triples. In 15 he had 7. 16 he had 4. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Perez chasing up. He's trying to get that run in from third. Perez tonight, RBI single in the 6th, tied the game at 5. Indians now lead at 6-5. Runner at third, nobody out in the 8th. Infield in. And the payoff pitch from Jimenez. Swung on, fouled upstairs, and will do it again at 3-2. So Perez with a walk and 2 singles. The Indians, who led 2-0 after 1, who trailed 5-2 against the Tiger ace Matthew Boyd going into the bottom of the 5th, have now reclaimed the lead. 6. Elevated the fastball and got Perez. Big strikeout for Jimenez. Keeps that runner at third. 1 down for Jake Bauers, 0 for 3. And now here comes manager Ron Gardner. Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Stephanie Hagel, and Brian Matze on a beautiful night in Northeast Ohio. What a game. 6-5, Indians leading it here in the 8th. Runner at third, 1 out, and Daniel Stumpf coming on. 31st appearance. He's 1-0 with a .434 earned run average. He's another guy, though, that has a hard time throwing strikes. Fastball, slider, changeup. It'll be left on left. As Jake Bauers tonight is 0 for 3. Bauers hitting .231 against lefties, hitting .230 against righties. He swings and pops up the first pitch by the Indians dugout. Playable for Castro, third baseman. Can't make the catch. Drops 1 or 2 steps into the dugout and is okay. Boy, for a moment it was playable, but all of a sudden he started going down the dugout steps, and the ball just eluded him. I think he almost and may have overrun that ball. Not an easy play, though. New life for Jake Bauers. Again, the infield plays in. That's a huge run. Out there at third, Tribe up 6-5, 1 out in the 8th. The pitch hit high in the air, medium deep left center. Should be deep enough. Jones will make the catch. Kipnis will tag. Here's the throw to the plate on 1 bounce. Kipnis slides in. Outbends the catcher Wilson. He says, I tagged him out. Tigers don't have any challenges. Indians take a 7-5 lead on the sac fly to medium deep left center. Jacoby Jones made a great throw. On 1 bounce, Wilson caught that ball in front of the plate. Kipnis slid in, upended Wilson, trying to make the tag at the same time. Trainer checking on Wilson. Ron Gardenhire checking on the play at the plate. Kipnis definitely got in ahead of the throw. Now, Gardy might be saying something about, well, can you take the catcher out? Well, the catcher's also right there in the runner's path. We have so many new changes now with what you can and can't do, but I think Gardy knew everything was fine. You just go out there and hope you can win an argument, knowing you probably can.
Yeah, Kipnis, it looked like he wanted to go one way, and then Wilson veered out toward the center of the diamond, and there's just no place for him to go. He couldn't avoid a collision.
Big at bat for Jake Bauers. The sac fly gives him 28 RBIs, and the Indians, they had a 7-5 lead until the play was reviewed and the home run was taken away. They still get a 7-5 lead for Brad Hand going into the ninth and maybe more. Base is empty, 2 down. Tyler Naquin, the hitter, 1 for 3, a solo homer to right. Indians have scored 5 unanswered runs, a strike to Naquin, nothing in 1 the count. Tribe trailed 5-2. Indians lead 7-5, and they did it tonight against one of the best pitchers in the American League this year, Matthew Boyd. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on a soft liner to right. Base hit, Tyler Naquin. Another hit off a left. Came off Boyd. Top of the order, and Frankie Lindor, the switch hitter, batting right-handed. Lindor 0 for 3 with a walk. And again, the Indians having a big night, but not having to rely on Francisco Lindor. 7-5 Indians, 8th inning, runner on, 2 down in front of almost 31,000. This will get some people to come back. Indians, the best team in the American League in June, trying to go 12-6 this month. The best record in the AL. The pitch, Lindor fouled it back, strike 1. It got a piece of somebody, either Wilson or Hudson. Nothing in 1 the count on Lindor. Tomorrow, the Major League debut of Aaron Savali, who, when his season started in Akron, the last place he probably envisioned pitching on June 22nd was Progressive Field. Naquin takes his lead. Stump checks him. The pitch. Inside, he almost drilled the hip of Lindor, who jumped out of the way. 1-1 the count. Jose Ramirez got that infield single to start the inning. Jason Kipnis, the RBI triple off the wall in center. Jake Bauers, the sac fly. Lindor takes downstairs, ball 2, 2-1 the count. And on the first official day of summer, the Indians playing like they have so many times the previous 3 summers. The 2-1. Swung on, drilled to left, another base hit. This one from Lindor. Hitting second, going to third is Naquin. Throw goes to second, and the Indians have runners at the corners. Back-to-back 2-out singles by Naquin and now Lindor. And here's Oscar Mercado. And we may see another Tiger pitching change. Out to the mound goes the catcher, Bobby Wilson. The Indians have scored twice in the 8th. They have banged around the Tiger bullpen for 4 hits this inning. Compare that to what the Indians bullpen has done. The Tribe bullpen tonight has, to this point, not only worked 4 shutout innings, but 4 hitless innings in relief. And the Indians' #1 ranked bullpen in baseball has come through again. And Ron Gardenhire waves to the bullpen again. We'll be back.
Do you want another truck or a truck like no other? How about
Change up. Still gets it up there in the mid to upper 90s. And he'll take over in the 8th inning with Indians at the corners. 2 men out. Cleveland has scored twice here in the 8th. And it's 7-5 Tribe as Brad Hand will try to make it 21 consecutive saves without a hiccup here in 2019. Meanwhile, Kansas City thumping Minnesota 6-3 in the 6th inning. The Indians trailing the Twins by 9 games. In that showdown in the Bronx, New York takes a 4-1 lead into the 9th inning over Houston. Aaron Judge back and batting leadoff for the Yankees. Suffice it to say, the Yankees won't worry about the stolen base by anybody in that lineup. All right, Mercado the hitter, the pitch. And he looks at a called strike on a slider. Adams, the Alabama native. One of the really good guys in the game, Austin Adams. So far with Detroit, he's appeared in 6 games, 4.70 ERA. Lindor takes off. Low and away is the slider on a check swing. Lindor has 10 steals on the year, and a base hit here would give the Indians 2 more runs. So the Indians have runners now at 2nd and 3rd. 2 down in the 8th, 2 runs in, 2-run Indians lead. 7-5 Tribe, and a 1-1 count on Oscar Mercado. Evidently, he did go around. The pitch to him, and it's in there. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. What a job by this Indians offense to rally against the tough Matthew Boyd. And then the Indians bullpen, superb again tonight. The pitch. Down and away, missed with it. Now the scoreboard, I don't know what the count is. The scoreboard is switched up a few times. I believe it's 2-2. We'll go with 2-2. 2 outs, runners at 2nd and 3rd. I don't think the scoreboard saw that check swing call either. We sure didn't. Some of these umpire calls tonight have been done very discreetly. The 2-2, down low, slider missed. Full count now on Mercado. And Mercado, for a rookie hitter, sure has a good feel for the strike zone, even with 2 outs. He just doesn't chase. For the most part, everybody chases once in a while, but he has been very disciplined. Now the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on a wicked slider by Adams. But the Indians scored 2 in the 8th, and the Indians have taken us. The Indians go to arguably the best closer in baseball right now, Brad Hand. He's been perfect. He is in the save department, 20 for 20. He hasn't given up a run outside of 1 run since April 15th. So over the last 2 months and a week, Brad Hand has allowed 1 single run. Top of the order, Jacoby Jones, the batter, takes the strike. Fastball, sinker, slider. Brad Hand, a record of 3-2 with the 20 saves, an ERA of 0.86, 47 strikeouts in 31 innings. Jones 1 for 3, a single, a walk, the pitch, and a slider dips low, not by much. 1-1 the count. Big night for the Indians, down 5-2 to come back. 7-5 in the 9th Indians. The next pitch, inside a ball, 2-1, and again, when you do it against the quality of a Matthew Boyd, that resonates in that Indians clubhouse. That means even more because now you're beating good pitching. Here's the set, the pitch. A swing and a line shot up the alley in right center. This will scoot to the wall. Extra bases for Brad Hand. And Jacoby Jones has a leadoff double. And so the tying run now comes to the plate in Christian Stewart. Jacoby Jones with his second hit tonight and his 11th double. Well, at some point, Brad Hand's going to have a blown save. Everybody has them. There have been very few seasons. The last one was Zach Britton in 2016, where a closer goes literally perfect through a season. But everybody has a hiccup along the way. But Brad Hand's been about as close to perfect as you can be. Left on left, Stewart 2 for 4 tonight, a single and a solo homer to center. Trevor Bauer went the first 4, gave up 5 runs on 10 hits. The Indians bullpen has just given up its first hit in 4+ innings of relief work. The pitch. And it's in there, called strike. 7-5 Indians. Hand is ready, as always, very deliberate. He fires, and it's swung on, yanked to right field. Base hit near the line, bounces up against the wall. Stewart falls down, dives back into first, beats the tag of Santana, but Jones scores. It's a 1-run game. And Brad Hand has given up a double and should have been another double, but Stewart fell down, rounding first on his way to second, or the tying run would be in scoring position. A 3-hit game for Stewart, 2 RBIs, giving him 26. And it's suddenly 7-6 Indians, as Brad Hand gives up the first run of the game by the Indians bullpen, which has been on since the 5th. Brad Hand had given up 1 run over his last 25 games. Now Nick Castellanos, the batter. The pitch to him, and he fouls it upstairs. Castellanos very capable of giving the Tigers the lead with the one swing of the bat. Castellanos, 2 for 4, a double, a single, a run batted in. 7-6, Cleveland leading Detroit. But suddenly things look a whole lot different with the tying run on and nobody out in the middle of the order coming up. Hand is ready. Here it comes. A swing and a grounder foul through the third base coaching box by former Indians first-round pick Dave Clark. And 2 strikes on Castellanos. Miguel Cabrera waits on deck. Nick Goody a scoreless inning. Nick Whitgren a scoreless inning. Tyler Clippard an inning and a third of scoreless relief. And then Adam Simber 2/3 of a scoreless inning. Now Brad Hand, the 5th relief pitcher to work. He lets it fly, and Castellanos checked on a pitch down and in, a slider, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tigers, 1 win against the Indians this year in 6 tries. They had a 5-2 lead tonight. Now it's 7-6 Indians here in the 9th. The set and the 1-2 offering. And Castellanos takes down low, a slider, 2-2. In the battle of juggernauts, the Yankees beat Houston 4-1. Dominant pitching by James Paxton. Aaron Judge was back in the Yankee lineup tonight, leading off. So they've got Stanton and Judge back now. The Yankees win their 7th in a row, and Houston loses its 6th in a row. Hand checks first. The 2-2. Swung on. Line shot right center. Diving attempt. Naquin with a backhanded catch. He's throwing to first. He got out! Well, Tyler Naquin just took over the game with his glove. A diving backhanded snag in right center. Popped to his feet. A one-hop throw to first. Double play. And the Tigers stand stunned in and outside their dugout. They don't have any challenges. I'm not sure what the Tigers think is going to happen. It sure looked like a clean backhanded catch by Naquin. What a play by the Indians right fielder. As good as it will get. So now the bases are empty. 2 down for Miguel Cabrera. Indians on top 7-6. The set, the pitch, bullseye. Everybody on their feet at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. 7-6 Indians in the ninth, 2 down. The 0-1 pitch to Cabrera. Backdoor slider just missed. 1-1. Well, I don't think anybody will ask for their money back tonight. What a ball game. Cabrera 1 for 4 with a single. Hand is ready. Here it comes. Swung on, lifted in the air, shallow center, kept this out. He made the catch! Ball game! He and Mercado avoided a collision, and Kipnis went a long way into center field to grab it. What a win for the Indians. They come from a 5-2 deficit. They take the lead in the bottom of the 8th, and then Tyler Naquin saved the night for the Tribe. The final again, Cleveland 7, Detroit 6.